scary sight.
All of a sudden, I seen brighter lights coming on my side of the road.
On a Kitchener highway.
This is obviously an incredibly dangerous situation.
A wrong-way driver narrowly misses a head-on collision. Also, thin and unpredictable.
Ice conditions can change very quickly during these freeze-thaw conditions.
The safety message around waterways.
You need a minimum 4 inches to walk on ice for a human, and that is the dark blue ice. That is the safest.
As the winter weather delivers dangerous conditions. And a new year brings a shift in celebrations for some communities.
But this is the first time in our history that we've had to cancel the fireworks.
Plus the local festivities you can take part in to ring in 2026.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin with a close call on the Conestoga Parkway, caught on camera. A driver was on his way to work when he says he nearly missed a motorist heading towards him who was driving the wrong way. Let's go to CTV's Alexandra Hollick with more on this. Alexandra, you spoke with the driver who saw all this happen.
That's right, Leanne, and he says it was scary and confusing to see headlights heading directly towards him. And while no injuries or collisions were reported, the driver says he's worried it could happen again.
A scary sight on Highway 78 in Kitchener.
Driving to work around 2:30, 2:45 in the morning there, and the roads were a little icy. It was foggy. It was very thick. And then all of a sudden I seen brighter lights coming on my side of the road, and I wasn't too sure exactly what it was.
A vehicle heading east in the westbound lanes early Monday morning. Chase Doolittle says he wasn't expecting it.
I take this road daily, every day, and it was just like, well, today's my day. You know, it's coming, but luckily it didn't happen.
It's not clear why the car was going the wrong way or how long the motorist had been driving for.
Never expected to happen to you. So it is very frightening. It's kind of scary, but hopefully no one got injured or killed.
Police say there weren't any injuries or collisions reported, and neither OPP or Waterloo Regional Police received calls about the incident.
This is obviously an incredibly dangerous situation.
Traveling at highway speeds like 100 kilometers an hour, they can come up on you pretty quickly, and people's reaction time won't be quick.
They say the first thing drivers should do is slow down and get out of the way.
Do not go and chase them. Do not make a U-turn on the highway and chase them and flash your lights at them to get their attention. You are going to put yourself and other people at harm.
And if you find yourself heading into oncoming traffic,
first thing to do is pull over to the shoulder, the left or the right, whatever the closest is, and stop your vehicle.
Wrong way driving comes with serious consequences.
It becomes an issue as soon as it's happening. So very simply, there is everything from Highway Traffic Act offense, which is a ticket, all the way up to criminal charges.
As for Doolittle, he says the close call won't throw a wrench in his regular routine, but he'll be keeping an extra close eye on the road and wants other drivers to stay alert too.
Just take your time, just look ahead. Don't overreact and start steering everywhere. And then if you can get out of the way, get out of the way.
Police urge anyone who may see someone driving on the wrong side of the road or who may be going the wrong way themselves to call 911 and avoid turning around in live lanes of traffic. Leanne.
Yeah, an important message. Alexandra, thanks so much. CTV's Alexandra Hollick. The snow and windy conditions continue today, particularly in Midwestern Ontario, where once again police have closed roads and are urging people to stay home. But according to CTV's Scott Miller, some drivers are ignoring the signs and putting themselves and others at risk.
The road closed signs started to come out across Midwestern Ontario on Monday night as wind and snow made for many impassable roads.
I can tell people that if they do see a road closure sign in place, trust that there's a good reason for that. Please do not go around that sign. We've got it closed because there's a collision ahead, or there's unsafe conditions, or there's debris on the roadway. Whatever the case may be, the police will ultimately decide to close and reopen a road.
Not everyone has been heeding Solden's words. South Bruce OPP say a coach bus driver was stopped twice over the past 2 days, driving on a closed highway near Kincardine.
And if you do go around those signs, you can be charged under the Highway Traffic Act. So just prepare, check your weather sources, and make sure that you're not traveling unnecessarily. If you do need to travel, make sure you plan ahead.
Around noon hour, a brief reprieve as a handful of closed roads reopened, but that's not expected to last very long. And if by some far-off chance you might be looking for some more wintry weather, you're in luck. There is the possibility of 25 to 50 centimeters more of snow by Thursday morning, which means a lot more shoveling and snow blowing is in the near future for residents of Huron, Bruce, Grey, Wellington, and Perth counties.
I'm living the Canadian dream. This is what I live for.
You honestly like winter?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can make money shoveling.
Blowing snow and snow squall warnings still blanket Midwestern Ontario and will likely stay in place until New Year's Day as Mother Nature ends 2025 the way it started it, with a wintry mess. In Wingham, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Well, as Scott mentioned, we're not done with the snow just yet. CTV's Ashley Bacon joining us live in studio as we take a deeper dive into the forecast. Ash, it does look like we're going to be starting 2026 off on a messy note.
Oh, it's certainly coming in with as a lion, as they say. It's a bit of a messy one out there, and it will continue to be so, Leanne. Certainly, as Scott just mentioned, lots of conditions are going to continue overnight. Environment Canada reissuing some warnings this afternoon, and in particular, the orange zone here. We're looking at around 30 to 70 centimeters for the communities south of Wyerton in Grey Bruce County. So you want to make sure that you are completely off the road. I'm going to have a lot more details about this coming up a little later in the show, but it's going to be a bit of a messy start to 2026, like Leanne said. -6 in Kitchener-Waterloo right now, Leanne, but as I said, lots to talk about a little bit later in the show.
Okay, Ash, thanks so much. It may be snow now, but over the past week, we've seen fluctuating temperatures, rain, and melting snow. And now safety officials are warning people to stay off ice-covered rivers and ponds right across Waterloo region. Fire crews and conservation officials say what looks frozen can quickly turn dangerous. It's why they're putting out a safety message tonight. Let's go to CTV's Hannah Schmidt now with more. Hannah, you spoke with the Woolwich Fire Department and the Grand River Conservation Authority, both sharing a similar message when it comes to ice safety.
Yeah, that's right, Leanne. Officials say that even though we've been getting a blast of cold, wintry weather, that doesn't necessarily mean that surfaces are safe or fully frozen over, and that looks can be deceiving.
You can see at the shore, at the edge of where it's a lot thinner due to the movement in the current on the shore, and that's where a lot of the accidents occur.
It may look safe from a distance.
The ice could look solid, but it can still be very dangerous.
Local fire officials say ice across Waterloo region right now is unpredictable, unstable, and potentially deadly.
Ice conditions and thickness vary due to temperature, water flow, and snow cover. We obviously say no ice is safe ice. At the end of the day, ice thickness is unpredictable.
It's a message echoed by the Grand River Conservation Authority. With the recent up and down temperatures, it's a recipe for danger.
Ice conditions can change very quickly during these freeze-thaw conditions. With the water levels rising, it can create unstable and unsafe ice.
Signage posted at the low bridge over Conestoga River in St. Jacobs stating that access is limited, and with good reason.
It's for safety reasons. This area is prone to flooding, so we keep it closed due to the winter months.
One wrong step could send someone into the fast-flowing river below.
No winter activity is worth risking a life. That does put us at risk too. You got to keep in mind when we go in the ice and there is a rescue, that also puts our volunteer firefighters at risk.
Officials say if residents do head out on the ice to take part in recreational activities, it's imperative to check the thickness of ice. Minimum 4 inches of clear, strong ice for walking, 5 inches for snowmobiles, and a foot or more if you'd like to drive a truck on it.
And that is the dark blue ice that is the safest. White ice is not as safe, and then the dark gray ice is very unpredictable and dangerous.
Officials also reminding residents to avoid stormwater ponds, which are not designed to hold weight and can give way without warning.
I know lots of people want to be doing recreational activities or accessing the ice to cross in areas. However, it's very unsafe to do that at this time.
Officials are urging parents and pet owners to be extra cautious, saying the safest choice right now is to stay off of all water bodies. Leanne.
A safety message to keep top of mind. Hannah, thanks so much. Police in Toronto are asking for the public's help to identify a man wanted in a criminal harassment investigation. The suspect is accused of distributing papers containing sexual and inappropriate messaging to children at a local park. CTV's Beth McDonnell has the details.
Look closely. This is the man Toronto police are searching for, both with officers on the ground around Withrow Park near Logan and Danforth and through a public appeal.
So we're hoping that someone in the community recognizes this person.
Officers say on Thursday, December 18th in the afternoon after school, someone allegedly handed papers to several children in the park with inappropriate and sexual messages, then took off.
It would probably be something that, when they glance at children who glance at it or parents, that it's something that an adult should not be saying to children, especially children they don't know.
Families find the situation unsettling.
Obviously unpleasant and unexpected.
I think it's disgusting. I think it's really sad.
Police say they put out information about the incident on Saturday, December 21st, but haven't been able to identify the man in these images. He's believed to be between 30 and 40 years old and about 6 feet tall. He was seen wearing a black hooded jacket with a gray crossbody bag. Area residents we spoke with are on alert.
Definitely, I think keeping an eye out and keeping updated on the developments.
If I happen to do see someone that matches that description, then I have no problems alerting the police. Yeah, I think it's terrible. It's really distressing. I'm sure it was for the kids as well.
Officers say several children were approached, and from there, the interaction was reported. But it's still not clear exactly how many saw or were handed the papers.
We are concerned that there may be other children that were approached and have not reported yet. So if that's the case, please reach out.
Police say it's important for parents to have conversations with their kids and remind them if they feel uncomfortable or unsafe to tell someone. Mitchell's son Mateo is 9 years old.
We talking about since maybe 4 or 5 years ago in the street. If somebody approached to him, he knows he has to ask for help.
Right now, the hope is people can help police identify the man and make sure the neighborhood is safe.
That was CTV's Beth McDonnell reporting. Tragedy over the holiday season has left a Gatineau family looking for answers. A couple was found dead while vacationing in the Dominican Republic. Their relatives say they're still waiting for information and help from Canadian officials. Here's CTV's Caitlin Wilson.
For Alain Noel and his wife Christine Sauvé, it was a dream home in Villarriba in the Dominican Republic where they planned to retire. It's where they were spending the holidays when they were found dead on Boxing Day.
We're like in a big shock, everybody here, and I don't know. It's hard to go day by day, but we're trying.
Christine's brother, Gilles Sauvé Jr., says the couple was discovered in their bed by their adult son, who had traveled there for Christmas. He says his sister felt unwell the day before she died, lightheaded enough to go to the hospital for blood work.
She was supposed to come back the day after because it was almost everything closed there, but they didn't pass the night, so both of them.
Sauvé is now in the Dominican Republic with the couple's 2 children, waiting for autopsy results that could take up to a month.
There's nothing that is close to being suicide or a murder or a violence or something like that. There's a sickness, there's something there, but we don't know what.
Global Affairs Canada confirms to CTV News it is aware of the deaths of 2 Canadian citizens and says consular assistance is being provided, but no further details are being released due to privacy. Despite that, Sauvé says he has not been able to speak directly with local police or Canadian officials.
That is the big wish, yeah, for sure, to have a little bit more help that's on this side here.
Back home, the family is well known in Gatineau for years of community involvement, including fundraising for Ottawa's Children's Hospital CHEO and close ties to the Gatineau Olympiques, which issued a statement offering its condolences. And as they wait for answers, Sauvé says the focus now is on bringing the couple back to Canada.
Very good family of 4, very tight family, very nice family. It's horrific.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News, Ottawa.
Ringing in the new year, celebrations will be happening across the world and right here in Waterloo Region tomorrow night to welcome 2026. But the weather has forced some communities to shift their plans. Let's go live to CTV's Karis Mapp in downtown Kitchener at Carl's Air Square, where the events will be on. Karis, what can people expect?
Well, Leanne, in less than 24 hours, this square is going to be transformed for some New Year celebrations. There's going to be a stage featuring some live music, some skating that's already started, as you can see behind me, food trucks, the works. And organizers here with the City of Kitchener say they're optimistic that the festivities will run, unlike the fireworks display that was set to happen in Guelph at Riverside Park. Fireworks usually illuminate the sky once the clock strikes 12 in Guelph on New Year's, but that won't be the case this year.
We've canceled the fireworks during COVID the first year and modified the drive-through of the park, but this is the first time in our history that we've had to cancel the fireworks.
The decision came out of an abundance of caution for the company traveling to put on the show at Riverside Park.
Yesterday would have been a setup day, just to begin with. And the driving, the company that does the fireworks, driving to get there was too dangerous.
The frosty forecast also adding to the decision.
There are higher winds projected for tomorrow night, and it was a combination of all factors.
Despite no fireworks, the Rotary Club is still running its annual Sparkle in the Park event.
You can walk through the park, you can drive through the park. We have the carousel running for free carousel rides.
In Kitchener, organizers say the plan is to proceed with celebrations in Carl's Air Square.
Over the last couple of years, we've had snowfall, and it just adds to the magic of it. This year's going to be a little colder. I definitely recommend, if you are going to come, dress smartly, wear layers, hands, feet, hats.
Live entertainment is planned to keep the party going.
We've actually branded it Night of Legends, so we bring tribute artists in to help celebrate.
From 8:30 p.m. to 10, people can take in pop classics, as well as a makeshift countdown for younger attendees. Then, a Shania Twain tribute will rock the stage until midnight.
Mayor Barry will be here to count down the clock, and we'll ring in the new year in fashion.
Waterloo is also set on carrying out tomorrow's celebrations, for now.
We're still quite optimistic, but yes, we do usually wait till the morning of for the most accurate weather forecasts.
The city's festivities will also feature ice skating at Waterloo Public Square from 6 to 9 p.m.
It's more designed as an all-ages New Year's Eve event to encourage people, perhaps with little kids who maybe are too little to stay up all the way till midnight.
The end of the year, highlighting the importance of togetherness. Now in Cambridge, there aren't any weather worries because the city will be hosting its annual skating event that happens indoor. This year, that's going to be happening at the Preston Memorial Auditorium. Leanne.
Well, Karis, you look great out there. The City of Kitchener definitely ready to ring in 2026. It looks like a winter wonderland. Thank you and Happy New Year. And a reminder to start your day in the know with our CTV News Kitchener newsletter. Get the best local content from CTV News straight to your inbox. We've got today's top stories, the latest weather forecast, and some must-see videos. It's all in one place. Sign up now, ctvnewskitchener.ca. A change to parking in downtown Guelph. Still ahead on CTV News. Krista Simpson will tell us when and where drivers will have to pay to park in the Royal City in the new year.
Well, another 10 to 15 centimeters of snow expected for Waterloo region overnight with changing conditions as Environment Canada updates their forecast. Stay with us. I'll have those details coming up.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvkitchener.ca, your home for news. When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Guelph police are investigating after a woman's stolen Visa card was used to purchase 2 very expensive bottles of wine. They have released these photos of a man they want to identify as part of the investigation. Police say it was back in November that a woman in her 70s reported her cards had been compromised. Police say her debit was used to withdraw $3,500 in cash, while her Visa was used at a South End LCBO in Guelph to purchase 2 bottles of Chateau Margaux wine, each valued at more than $2,000. Police are asking anyone who recognizes the man to get in touch. Changes are coming to parking in downtown Guelph. Starting January 1st, drivers will have to pay to park in city lots in the evening, overnight, and on Sundays. CTV's Krista Simpson has the details.
A destination for shopping, eating, skating, and more. And soon it will cost a little more for drivers to park their cars in downtown Guelph. Starting January 1st, parking in city lots will require payment 24/7. It's a change from parking fees only being charged during the day, Monday to Saturday.
There will be paid $3 an hour parking from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Evening rates will be 9 p.m. to midnight, a flat rate of $3.
Overnight parking from midnight to 8 a.m. is also a $3 flat fee. And you'll also have to pay $3 to park on Saturdays and Sundays. Previously, parking on Sunday was free. The changes were made as part of the 2026 budget process, and it's estimated the additional charges will bring $300,000 in revenue to the city next year. What isn't changing is the free 2-hour street parking in Guelph's downtown.
We will still be offering in the downtown free 2-hour on-street parking once per day. So that will still be available.
Flaunting the rules could lead to a $35 ticket. Payments can be made various ways through the Honk mobile app or website or pay stations at the lots.
All of the solutions do require you to use your license plate and then select the duration, and then you basically are on your way.
Some say the changes make sense.
Hopefully, if anything good comes of it, hopefully it encourages people to use public transit a little bit more maybe. That's always better for the environment.
Krista Simpson, CTV News.
Live look outside from downtown Kitchener this hour. It seems like we're going to have quite the messy end to 2025 with snow squall warnings in place as we approach the 6:30 mark here locally. Ashley Bacon will have the full forecast coming up after the break. Also ahead, the search for alleged Canadian drug kingpin Ryan Wedding continues. The latest update from the FBI and what investigators have seized. And later, a hands-on look at traditional Indigenous knowledge, the workshop series an Ontario College is offering, and how it's providing a rare opportunity to connect with culture and community. Well, Ash, great to see you.
Yes.
This is my first day back after a little bit of a holiday season, and I gotta say, while I was off, I just thought, wow, this weather
it's been a lot.
Been good. Windy, blowing snow, but of course, you know, the holiday season, nice time to stay inside as
I was just gonna say, you know, if there's any time better than this is to stay inside. You know, it's cold outside, it's windy, there's lots going on. Of course, we've got New Year's Eve tomorrow, which I'm sure everybody at home wants to see that forecast. That's coming up real soon.
I think we're gonna have to bundle up for that
it's gonna be chilly and it's gonna be snowy. Let's take a look outside from our tower cam facing Kitchener tonight. As you can see, things look relatively calm at the moment, Leanne. What you can't tell in that photo, or that image rather, is that it's still quite windy out and will continue to be so at least for the next 12 hours, potentially 24 hours. We're not under a wind warning right now, but that's just about it for warnings. We've got a ton of snow squall warnings to talk about tonight. Let's start with that. We've just had an update from Environment Canada this afternoon. The orange zone is going to see some potentially very dangerous conditions. Around 30 to 70 centimeters of snow could fall, especially in the region south of Wyerton, close to the Grey Bruce counties. So if you're in those zones, make sure you pay attention to Environment Canada overnight tonight. Make sure you stock up on some water and some food supplies, because it might be a really indoor kind of New Year's Eve for you. In the yellow zone here, that has just been updated as well for snow squall warnings for our region and beyond. We're looking between 15 and 25 centimeters of snow. 10 to 15 of that is expected to fall tonight. So again, some potentially dangerous conditions out there. This is the band of precipitation that's going to move through. This is tomorrow at 8 a.m., but by 5 p.m. tomorrow, you can see the deeper purple parts. That's going to be heavier snowfall. That's going to continue to circulate throughout southwestern Ontario into Thursday. So it's not going away anytime soon. Definitely want to prepare for it as much as you can. Right now, we're looking at -6 in Kitchener-Waterloo, but it is feeling much cooler with the wind chill, closer to -14. And that's really going to be the theme as well for the next couple of days. It's getting cold, and it will stay cold for a little while. Overnight tonight, as I mentioned, we're still going to see around 10 to 15 centimeters in flurries. That was just updated, and they have increased wind gusts to 40 to 60 kilometers per hour. Earlier today, it was saying around 30, but it looks like we're not out of the woods just yet from this winter storm. Tomorrow, for your New Year's Eve celebrations, you're looking at a -5 daytime high, feeling closer to -13, and an additional 5 to 10 centimeters of snow could fall. Looking at our 7-day forecast, starting with Waterloo region for New Year's Day and the first day of 2026, more flurries continuing, and surprise, surprise, -9. But I just wanted to highlight here for New Year's Eve celebrations, -17 is the expected low overnight Wednesday. And that is before the wind chill. So if you are headed out tomorrow night, it's going to be cold. You're going to need to bundle up. In Lanton, Kent, Essex, similar there, -2 for your daytime high with 2 centimeters of flurries expected, with an overnight low of -13. So again, very cool conditions for your New Year's Eve celebrations. In southern Georgian Bay, very much the same situation there. Looking at 10 to 20 centimeters tomorrow, -7 as a daytime high, but again, -18 as an overnight low, which is when everybody's going to be out celebrating, Leanne. So that is going to create very cold, very snowy conditions. Hopefully the wind dies down a little bit, but it's too early to tell. Okay, now let's take a look at our weather watcher photo for tonight. This is sent in from Andy Bishop. And it's some of the aftermath of yesterday's storm along the river in London. He says the bike trail was blocked by debris. And although winter can be beautiful and scenic, it also can be dangerous and scary. So if you are out and about, this is a nice reminder to be around, aware of your surroundings. Of course, if there's lots of trees with heavy snow and ice, you know, and lots of wind, it could make for a dangerous situation.
Yeah, especially if you're out biking or running. I saw a handful of people out running on the trails in Waterloo region yesterday, and I thought, wow, so brave.
I am impressed.
I'm impressed
Whoever
too.
you are, good for you.
Good for you. All right, Ash, thanks so much.
Thank you.
The FBI says millions of dollars worth of motorcycles have been seized by Mexican authorities, and investigators say they are linked to Canadian alleged drug kingpin Ryan Wedding. CTV's Judy Trin reports.
Dozens of high-powered motorcycles worth an estimated $40 million seized in a joint operation by Mexican authorities, the FBI, the RCMP, and Los Angeles police. Authorities say the collection belongs to Canadian fugitive Ryan Wedding. Each bike contains valuable clues.
Determining the flow of his supply, the flow of, his income, his drug supplies, his narcotics, of how it's being transported.
Earlier this month, the FBI released a new photo of Wedding. It's believed the former Olympic snowboarder is being hidden by the Sinaloa cartel.
Sinaloa has been undergoing a real attack on their power, and their ability to protect Wedding, consequently, is starting to crumble.
Analysts say that after the Trump administration declared drug cartels terrorist organizations, Mexico increased its efforts to ferret out wedding, prompted by watching the U.S. attack Venezuelan drug boats.
This is something they would not have done before the United States declared that the cartels were terrorist groups, because they didn't have to. But now they feel the threat of the possible attack by the United States.
About 30 associates of Wedding have already been arrested, including Wedding's Toronto lawyer, Deepak Paradkar, accused of counseling suspects to murder an informant. The U.S. wants him extradited. Paradkar was granted bail last week because of health concerns.
You know, obviously, we've seen in the movies, and it's true, they're going to, take out, execute, kill any individual who could potentially become an FBI informant. If they're under investigation, they're being extradited to the United States, that's a risk to them.
Ryan Wedding has been on the run since 2015. Not only is he considered the biggest cocaine trafficker in Canada, he's also accused of at least 4 murders in Ontario. The FBI is offering $15 million for information that could lead to his arrest and conviction. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
2025 saw a comeback of sorts for Ontario's Liberal Party, with more seats and a return to party status in February's provincial election. However, as CTV's Siobhan Morris tells us, the party remains without a leader and a clear direction heading into the new year.
After races in 2020 and again in 2023, Ontario's Liberal Party is in search of a leader, their third since Doug Ford became premier in 2018. The winter election, a story of wins and losses for the Liberals. They picked up 14 seats, enough to regain party status.
We increased our share of the vote substantially to 30%.
But Bonnie Crombie defeated in a Mississauga riding, the city where she'd been mayor for 9 years. In September, only 57% of party delegates expressed support in her leadership.
It's not the number I wanted.
Planning to resign once a new leader is chosen. Crombie hasn't been at Queen's Park since leaving the convention stage.
But she continues to be in conversation. She has recently done multiple fundraisers for our Liberal associations.
The party president says that work will continue until a successor is in place.
We're really excited and energized for this upcoming leadership race.
A chance to attract new talent, new members, but the when of it all hasn't been nailed down.
The membership survey that we've done will help us with some of the decisions around the rules, the process, the fee, the timing, the voting, as well as the convention.
John Fraser's been leading the Liberals in the House.
We punch way above our weight.
But has no interest in the gig on a permanent basis. There's debate amongst Liberals over whether they should look for fresh blood.
Maybe a mayor, maybe somebody from the business world, maybe somebody who's never been in politics but has tons of charisma and game.
Versus a leader who already has a spot in the House opposite Doug Ford.
Is known to media, already has some brand value in politics.
After 3 brutal elections, Reid sees the selection of the next Liberal leader as existential.
They need a leader who can light up the electorate in this next election. If they elect a resume or the strongest organizer or the best known person within the tiny camp that is the Ontario Liberal Party already, they will lose again. And who knows where the party will end up.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Taking a look back at our top 10 stories of the year. Still ahead, CTV's Spencer Turcotte brings us the grisly details in a murder trial over a triple stabbing in Kitchener 3 years ago in our number 2 story of 2025. Buying a new car isn't cheap these days, and if you need to take out a loan, it will cost you even more. So making the right choice matters. CTV's Pat Foran has more on which brands give you the best value for your money.
Every year, Consumer Reports asks its members about any problems they've experienced with their vehicles over the past 12 months. The survey covers areas from minor issues like trim and infotainment systems to serious and costly ones involving the engine, transmission, or electric motors. Problems no one wants to deal with on a new car.
The problem is that once the warranty expires, an unreliable new car starts becoming a real headache, and it costs you time and money.
This year, they analyzed data from about 380,000 vehicles. The top brands include Toyota, Subaru, and Lexus, with Honda and BMW rounding out the top 5.
The same automakers continue to dominate our top brand rankings. And that's because when they're looking to redesign a model, they're not making huge seismic changes. And many models across the line use shared components.
The latest findings show that EVs and plug-in hybrids remain more trouble-prone than traditional gas models, while conventional hybrids, which don't need to be plugged in, continue to stand out for reliability.
Hybrids are more complex than internal combustion models. However, some manufacturers, in particular Toyota, but also Hyundai and Kia, have worked out the bugs. And in some cases, the reliability of the hybrid models is similar to or even better than the regular versions.
Along with better fuel economy, researchers found hybrid versions often deliver a smoother driving experience than traditional gas models. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Looking at our top 10 stories from 2025, some high-profile murder cases played out in our courts. That includes a murder trial over a triple stabbing in Kitchener 3 years ago, where grisly details emerged in testimony from first responders, doctors, victims, and the accused himself, Dylan Morera, whose fate remains in a judge's hands as we enter the new year. And we should note there are graphic details in this story. CTV's Spencer Turcotte has number 2 in our top 10 reports.
Nearly 3 years after a triple stabbing at a home on Cayley Court in Kitchener, the trial began for the man accused of carrying out those stabbings. In November 2022, then 30-year-old Dylan Morera was charged and arrested in the murder of his 41-year-old girlfriend and the attempted murder of his own 51-year-old mother and his girlfriend's 7-year-old daughter. Morera has pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder and multiple counts of attempted murder and aggravated assault. Several Waterloo Regional police officers who attended the scene took the stand to testify during the course of the trial. One constable recalled the gruesome scene. "When you picture a horror film, I just remember seeing blood everywhere." Another officer remembered seeing dogs inside the house that were also injured. Different doctors also took the stand to analyze the victim's wounds and deem how severe they were. But perhaps the most emotional testimony came from the young female victim, now 10 years old. Court heard the girl's brother caused a virus on Morera's computer, and that's what allegedly sent him into a fit of rage. "You're all dead. You're all dead. Everyone is going down," the girl recalled Morera saying. She testified that as Morera went on a stabbing spree throughout the house, "I wanted to scream at the top of my lungs, 'We hate you, Dylan.'" Defense lawyer Stephen Gale suggested several things the young girl said during her testimony, including past physical altercations between her mother and Morera were untrue. Morera's own mother also testified. She told court her son was struggling at the time and had a lot of anger. On the night of the stabbings, Morera's mother told court she tried to hide in a bathroom, but that her son overpowered her. "He had a knife. He must have, because I was being stabbed. Blood just started coming out of me." Despite it all, through tearful testimony, she told court, "I love my son. He's my son. Him and me were supposed to be until the end, after everybody died." A forensic scientist who conducted a toxicology report based on Morera's blood samples said methamphetamine, amphetamine, THC, lorazepam, and haloperidol, which is an antipsychotic drug, were found in his system. Once the Crown wrapped their arguments, Morera opted to take the stand in his own defense. He told court he's heard voices for years telling him he shouldn't trust anybody. Much of Morera's testimony centered around the idea that his girlfriend stabbed him first after an argument escalated about the virus on his computer. He said he acted in self-defense. "I stabbed her. The voices were telling me to protect myself." But Crown Prosecutor Thomas Mack suggested Marrera's intention was to kill his girlfriend because he stabbed her 21 times, and that it was implausible that he would then go and stab his mother and his girlfriend's 7-year-old daughter. Now the decision lies with Justice Gibson. We are expected to learn whether Marrera is found guilty or not guilty on January 23rd, 2026. Spencer Turcotte, CTV News, Kitchener.
Double the impact. Still ahead on CTV News. Twice as nice, but not on the ice. Twin sisters compete for 2 different local universities at the 2025 Ringette University Challenge Cup. We hear from them both coming up.
Holiday set decoration provided by Royal City Nursery.
An Ontario college is offering a hands-on look at traditional Indigenous knowledge through a deer hide tanning workshop series. As CTV's Dave Charbonneau tells us, it's giving learners a rare opportunity to connect with culture and community.
In the Ishkadiwan courtyard at Algonquin College, students and staff are learning an ancestral practice passed down through generations.
Today we are going to be dry scraping a deer hide.
The Mamadoswin Center, which supports Indigenous learners and offers cultural programs on campus, brings in knowledge keepers to share these traditional teachings.
Very gentle strokes.
Tammy Pazendawach Tawashi is guiding students through every step.
What I do is I tan hides, moose hides, and deer hides. But I do it the traditional way in terms of transforming it into smoke tanned leather by using 2 hands and hand tools.
The workshops show how deer and moose hides become soft, usable leather, the material behind many traditional goods.
Traditionally, this is where our moccasins come from, right? It comes from the moose, it comes from the deer. So any leather goods, if you want to make, I like to make earrings, handbags, moccasins, vests.
Student Keon Everhart says a class like this provides a connection to nature.
I feel like it's an amazing experience for me because I've never done it before, and I'm really proud to be able to show people that I've done this. I think it's amazing. It's a cultural experience for sure. I feel very connected to the nature around me, and whenever I get the chance to learn about it, I come and I participate. And it also builds a community.
One of the goals is to highlight and reflect on Indigenous culture and practices.
Land-based learning is part of our mandate at the Mamadoswin Center, and so we do try to do this type of activity or something similar at least once or twice a year.
Engagements with knowledge keepers such as Tammy Cote today is really a part of our community, and Algonquin College has made a real commitment to learning about Indigenous peoples, engaging with Indigenous peoples, and listening to Indigenous peoples.
Light pressure, because if you go too hard, you're going to break.
As for Tammy Pazendawach Tawashi, she says the workshops also ensure traditional skills are passed on to future generations.
My goal is to revitalize these teachings so more people are learning the traditional teachings of our ancestors.
Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Okay, we have more news coming up. First, let's check in with Ashley. Well, the last day of 2025 is looking like it'll be a snowy one. I'll have those details coming up after this break. Stay with us.
Tonight, you have to hear it to believe it.
So you're calling 911 because you wanted to take a parking spot, but somebody else took your parking spot.
The most absurd so-called emergencies of the year. Later on CTV National News and watch on Crave.
Hard to believe tomorrow's the last day of 2025.
No, where did the year go, Leanne?
I don't know.
I
Flew
don't know
by.
either.
Once again, I feel like time's been flying.
It's blowing in the wind that we've been seeing for
Yeah.
the last couple of
No
days.
kidding. And it looks like we're ending off with very messy conditions.
We are indeed. Let's take a look at our wake-up weather board. Leanne, as we've been talking about all show, scattered flurries are expected. We just had a little look at the tower cam, and it looks like they were already started out there and will continue to be so. The latest update from Environment Canada, potentially 5 to 10 centimeters overnight and 10 to 15 tomorrow. So, you know, it's going to be a snowy New Year's Eve, and if you are headed out for the celebrations, please dress appropriately.
Yeah, of course, with those snow squall warnings in place, too. You got to bundle up and be careful on the roads if you're driving.
More than anything, you know, Get there slowly and safely.
Safety first. All right, finally for us tonight, it is well known that twins share a special bond, and it's especially true for identical twin sisters from Ottawa who are playing in the same ringette tournament this week. But here's the catch. They're on different teams for rival schools.
I love it. Nothing better than a sibling rivalry. CTV's Heather Centerin has more from a competition that features some of the best university ringette teams across the country.
It's the 2025 Ringette University Challenge Cup held in Guelph.
It was invented for women. It was a female-dominated sport.
Organizers say this is the first UCC they had to turn teams away and have participants qualified to play.
It's growing. We have 13 teams in the province of Ontario and at least 20 across the country.
It may look similar to ice hockey at first glance, but there are many differences.
You have like a straight stick with no blade, and you have to pass over the blue line. So it's really important because you have to pass it to your teammates. So it's a lot more skill, a lot more strategy as compared to hockey, where it's kind of like a dump and chase.
In ringette, great teamwork is not only encouraged, it is necessary.
Honestly, I just love the community atmosphere.
If you think you're seeing doubles, you are.
So I have a twin sister, and we are identical twins.
Twins who both fell in love with the same sport.
Since I also play goalie, she's forward. It's always such a big rivalry.
Not just their positions are different, but also their home ice. Abby goes to Wilfrid Laurier and Kaya the University of Guelph.
So when we decided to both come to these schools, we knew the competitive was going to be like fierce. And it is fun too because we get to see each other on the weekends sometimes when we have games.
During the UCC, they didn't get to face each other, but have many times in the regular season.
It is a lot of fun too during our games. When Abby gets to go shoot on her sister, we're like, come on, Abby, get her, like score on her.
And she is a bit of a sharp shooter, so I always try to make sure I can shut her down.
But who is the favorite when their parents watch their games? The Ottawa-raised twins say they keep it fair.
Usually they'll just cheer for both of us to have a good game, and my mom always says it's a good game if it ends in a tie.
A sibling rivalry that ends on the ice and stays there.
We kind of get to bond over ringette and the challenge it is.
Heather Centerin, CTV News, Guelph.
Love that story. They've got a great head on their shoulders when it comes to the rivalry stays on the ice.
I don't know if that would be the same with my brother or not.
Yeah,
that would be pretty fun, though.
It's all in good fun, though.
Yes.
All right, that is it for us. Don't forget to tune in at 11:30 for our next local news. Tony's back tonight, so if I don't see you at 11:30, Happy New Year, because Tony is back tomorrow and I'm off tomorrow. So.
Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all of you. All the best for 2026. Have a good night.